This is a King Cutter subcompact cart for behind a tractor or a side-by-side in this case. I'm using it behind my side-by-side. I love this thing. I want to talk about what I like about it, what I don't like, and honestly why I would buy it again. So this thing I purchased from Rural King in Pennsylvania here. I believe King Cutter is made out of Kentucky or North Carolina, somewhere down there. They make it for Rural King. They do make some other models. This one just has a kind of a multi-use tailgate. The thing will swing down. It's got pins in the side there. Swings down, has chains and everything. You can use it like a regular tailgate, or you can like a tailgate dump. You can release these pins here on the bottom by pulling this lever down, and it'll release all that. The reason you'd want to do that is because the damn thing dumps. The dumping works pretty good. It's a hand pump. It's like an Italian-made hand pump. Hasn't given me any issues at all. Just the weight of the cart itself will bring it back down. This thing has been fantastic. I bought this to go behind my 26 horsepower Kubota tractor. It's excellent behind that. I mean, in terms of, I think it's rated at 3,000 pounds. It probably weighs 700 empty. But since I got this Honda here, I have used it exclusively behind this Honda. And I'll tell you, it's a heavy cart. I think it's 700 pounds, somewhere around there. It's a heavy cart to put behind a side-by-side like this, which is why I would only put it behind a Honda or a Kubota. I wouldn't put it behind anything with a belt. You do you. I haven't owned many things with belts, anything with a belt, but I bought the Honda because I wanted a good transmission, and so far I'm very happy with it. Is this going to decrease the life of the transmission or the rear end or cause me other issues? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. But rarely do I overload this cart much. I have hauled some dirt and some rocks in this thing. Put the machine in low, generally ran it in manual, ran it real easy, but I don't do it all the time. But for little stuff like this, hauling firewood, I love it. I love it. I could probably put more in there than that, but that's about all I can put in before it rolls off. I wouldn't mind putting a rub rail on this thing and putting boards. I got the hardware to lock it in the corners. See, it's got the tandem axle. They're floating axles, so you can see there's a central pivot point there, and so the left two will go together and the right two will go together. So it's really stable. It floats pretty good on soft ground. Like I said, I can't recommend it enough. Drawbacks, issues. The very first issue that I will mention is the fact that it's so low to the ground. It's hard to tailgate stuff. If you're just on dirt or gravel and you want to tailgate and just drop the dirt or gravel out the back end there, it actually works fairly well. If you're doing anything that has any volume to it, it's like some wood chips or something like that, I haul a lot of wood chips on this, the tailgate's worthless. It's worthless. You could fold it, you could tailgate it like you would dirt. It's just going to get stuck in there. It's just going to get stuck here at the top. It's not going to run out. You could fold the tailgate down, and the tailgate's just going to drag on the ground. And unless you're planning on spreading the stuff around, that's what's going to happen, because you're just going to drag the contents all over the place. So oftentimes what I'll do, if I were going to dump this firewood on the ground, I would just, like I was going to tailgate, and then I'd pull the pins, take the chains. I would just take the whole tailgate off. Just take the whole thing off. I've done it a lot. What I might find myself doing in the future, if I build wooden sides for it and I find myself using them a lot, I might build myself like a wooden tailgate and use this same hardware, so that if I wanted to haul a lot of loose material, I could do that and I could actually tailgate it out. It wouldn't get stuck in there. So that's about the only big issue I have with it. Just that and the weight. I have the 2-inch ball. That works great. See, I was a little rough with my landing gear. Thing comes, I think, red on the inside. I painted it with this heavy duty was like Hercules or it wasn't Herculiner, but it was some really tough self-leveling paint. It's really just started to chip off recently because I've gotten a little rougher with the thing. So I think I might have checked the grease in the wheel bearings once or twice, but hey, it's fantastic. Right there's the part number for it. There's something a little more, 1.5 ton dump. So yeah, I mean, 3,000 pounds. Thing weighs 700 pounds, and I mean, if I've had it full behind this thing, I can feel it. I can really feel it. So I'm generally pretty cautious about what I put in there. I think that's a reasonable amount of wood. And I tell you what, just for piling around the property here, you know, I don't really dump I don't haul anything in here other than tools and garbage, chainsaws and stuff. I'm gonna put some kind of a rack back here. So, you know, if I'm just going around just doing any kind of work at all, I can throw a couple shovels and stuff in there. Who knows what I'm going to get into. It just goes perfectly with this machine, and it also backs real nice. It's got a nice proportion, the length of the tongue, everything like that. I can back it through the woods. It's fantastic. It'll pivot and roll a little bit without tipping. Like I said, I just can't say enough about this particular dump. One last thing, whenever I was looking for this, it was probably in 2019 or 2020, and the one I found online, there was another model, and it had fold down sides and maybe a removable end or something like that. That's the one that I really wanted. You could kind of make it into a flatbed. Seems like there's a lot of options like that in Canada and in Europe, Eastern Europe, Poland. There's all kinds of cool trailers and stuff that people have come up with, but here in the States, there's a lot of garbage. So if you're looking for something behind a side-by-side and you're not, you know, looking to get one of those goofy ATV 1000s or whatever those things are, I'm sure they're fine carts. This thing is built like a tank. I love it. I highly recommend it. So thanks for watching.